us from suffering a lot of collective pain here might be the intervention of the central government, because their own mismanagement has gotten us to this point already. And yet, I also know intuitively that that's probably not going to work either, because something is going to go wrong here. And, you know, despite their best efforts, here we go with another push and yet again another painful time where, you know, boom and bust as the American economy always goes. Maybe it's different there. What do you say?
Yeah, you know, Chuck, I often wonder that, because we put our trust and faith in local politicians, and those local politicians are meant to represent us when they get to the top end of town, when they get to nations' capitals, and they're meant to advocate on our behalf. Now, they seem to be unable to rectify some of these long-term ongoing issues. Those issues seem to be almost outside of the scope of these people's ability to be able to resolve them. And therefore, well, why would we think that the best thing to do to solve these conflicts at a local level and problems at a local level? Well, and then more importantly, why are we now trying to get involved in global control? Global control is only going to take away the ability for local peoples to be able to govern themselves effectively for their own areas. How do I feel about all this and what's going on? Sometimes I wonder, Chuck, if the world's just going to do what the world does, which it will, and it wouldn't matter how many good people are out there. It's sort of going to hell in a handbasket anyway, because the determination of the people who ordinarily do have control wish to retain that control. And they're not willing to give it up, mate. Well, I think we're all hopeless romantics at heart, blokes like you and me, which means we want the best for ourselves, our families and our neighbours, and we don't really wish to infringe upon anyone, and we just want the world to be. But there's people who their whole objective is to do the opposite of that, Chuck.
Right.
And they do it for control, mate. So it's almost a realisation where we have to accept that things are going to go astray, and they're going to continue to go astray, but they're almost going to ask us to join in with those things. Now, I'm not prepared to join in and to just go along to get along, Chuck. I'm prepared to live my life according to how I see fit, and hopefully people out there can also do the same. There will come a point in time when, once again, choices will be taken away from us, and then there comes a point in time when we have to decide, well, how much are we willing to take? We'll wait and see, mate. Elon Musk promises free speech. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and you know, again, there's another one of those things where I take an unpopular view, which is I don't trust billionaires. I don't care who they are, okay? So I'm thinking if you have the ethos to get to billions of dollars in your control, then your ethical standards are likely not similar to mine.